Hi guys, I'm Alex.
I'm Jenna.
I'm Maddie.
I'm Jack.
I'm Rami.
And we are Enlighten. This is Rami. He's currently a sophomore at Barrington High School, and he's a baseball player, but he's currently failing 4 classes. He can't really understand the uses of semicolons. So, his parents told him if he doesn't get those grades up, he's not going to be able to play. But the thing is, during his open hours, his teachers are currently in class, so he has no one to help him.
This is Maddie. She has straight A's in honors and AP classes. She's starting to apply to colleges, and most of the schools she wants to go to require community service, which she has none because she's so busy with her schoolwork.
These are both serious issues, but you know, we have a solution. Enlighten. We are a student-to-student online resource that helps students get other students to tutor them. The tutors will get volunteer hours for their tutoring, and they can connect through school through their open hours. They specialize in whatever class they're getting an A in and have teacher recommendations for them. So therefore, they are legitimate resources.
So we have 3 customer segments. The schools is our first customer segment. They're the customers, and they'll be purchasing our product for their students to use. Our next customer segment are the students. These students are in high school ranging ages from 14 to 18. And these students will typically struggle in Common Core classes and need help during open hours. And our last customer segment would be the tutors themselves. These tutors are also in high school, and these tutors also range ages 14 to 18. And these tutors will need a teacher recommendation to make sure they're qualified in a certain subject. Both the students and the tutors are the users of our product. So our TAM is approximately 185 million, and that's based off 37,100 high schools in the U.S., multiplied by an average students per high school of 2,500 students, and each student will cost $2 for the school to pay for. So we got a TAM of 185 million. And our SAM is based off 827 schools in Illinois, multiplied again by the average of 2,500 students per school, and multiplied by $2 a student, give us a SAM of 4 million approximately. Now our competitors are Student Tutor. Student Tutor is an online student-to-student tutoring company that's opposite of what we do. We're a school-hour student-to-student tutoring company. TO Student Tutoring is also a student tutoring company, but they charge $30 an hour, and they only teach outside of school. And lastly, Tutor.com. This is for real tutors, which is the opposite of what we're trying to go for. Our unique value proposition is that students won't have to pay. It's completely free. In exchange, the tutors will receive volunteer hours instead of money. We're also a nonprofit organization. With the money we plan to make in our 5-year plan, we want some of that money to go to give rewards to scholarships to students that have been using our website. And lastly, the tutors again will gain volunteer hours.
All right, let's talk numbers. So, as you can see, our profit rises exponentially. This is due to geographical expansion. As we go along as a company, we'll start off in year 1. Well, we think that we can get 20 schools in the first year. This is going to be mainly in the northwest suburbs of Illinois. In the second year, we're going to go to 175,000. This is due to the entire Illinois schools. We think that we can get this through hardcore marketing, and as we expand, we'll also hire a sales team. This will be going out and talking to different schools to get them to sign a contract with us. The way we get paid is a contract with the school. It's $2 per student, and we found an average of 2,500 students per school. And then in the third year, we think that we can get 80 students. This will be mainly of the states bordering Illinois. The fourth year, 1 million, and we got that through 230 schools. This will be, again, in bordering states of Illinois, mainly north part of the U.S. By the fifth year, we go national. We're throughout the entire U.S., and we bring our numbers to about 4 million. Our SG&A costs primarily are marketing, because we need to make sure that schools know about us so that they want to sign a contract with us. Also, sales team. Year 3, we will be flying people out around the country so that different states know about us. Also, we will be updating the website. That's another part of our SG&A costs. And since we are a nonprofit, no taxes, and our net income after we take salaries, we will give those back to the students in scholarship money.
All right, so this is like a rough sketch of what our website is going to look like. On the right, it's, you can't really see, it's blurry, but it's upcoming events, so I know a lot of students, they're not very efficient with their time, so this helps them remind what events they have coming up. And on the right, or the left, sorry, is a list of available tutors. So we match students with tutors with what subjects the tutors are proficient in, what subjects the students not proficient in. So if the student was to click on one of the available tutors, this is what pops up. It's a calendar, and they can click on a date, and they'll be able to book a session with their tutor. And on the right side of the pop-up, it is a messaging board where they can talk about certain chapters they want to discuss, or a certain time, a meeting location. And then for our MVP, it's going to be a combination of a website and a concierge service. The website, it's very basic. It's just a home page with some information about Enlighten, and then a sign-up button. When they click on the sign-up button, it'll take you to a page that says we're under construction, and it'll ask for their name and email. These people we know are interested in our service, so we're going to be sending them a survey. The survey is just basic information, and we'll be, so far we've sent out the survey, and we've gotten 50 responses from people we've known from the interview phase of our idea, and 15 of those responses said they were interested in being a tutor, and they were interested in tutoring 4 service hours. 20 said they were interested in being a student and getting student-to-student help, and then another 15 said they were interested in being both a student, getting student tutoring, and being a tutor in different subjects.
All right, to measure the success of our company, we're going to closely be measuring the number of schools who purchase our subscription, the number of active tutors and students who use our site, as well as the classes or the grades that are brought up and the number of meetings through Enlighten. All right, so as a company, we face some risks, as well as many other companies. One of our risks is a customer risk. What if we don't have enough tutors for the number of students who need help? We're going to alleviate that risk by first finding enough tutors for the students. Another risk we have is a market risk. Since we're in the education field, we have a huge market, which means a lot of competitors. We're going to combat this risk by making sure we have a great marketing plan and going out to national school conventions to market our company. We also have a leg up against competitors because a lot of our competitors charge for the tutors while we are completely free for the students. As you can see, we have 3 major dates for our timeline for our MVP process. January 22nd, February 16th, and April 30th. As you know, January 22nd was 2 weeks ago. By this date, we finalized our MVP website and got some sign-ups. We also collected teacher and student emails that we will be emailing to get their support during our MVP process, as well as we researched marketing plans. As of now, we have a Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for our company, and we will be putting up posters around our school, as well as trying to go through our school magazine roundup. For February 16, we plan on carrying out our concierge version of the MVP. We're going to be setting up students with tutors and setting up study times during their open periods so they can actually have the one-on-one tutoring sessions. We as a team will also be involved in this, and we will help tutoring students in our school. April 30th is the date that we hope to get our feedback by, because we will be carrying out our MVP process through February and April, and we hope to get feedback from both students and tutors so we can better improve our company.
So the money. In total, we'll be asking for $183. The way we break that down is it's $48 to host a website on Weebly, and that's so it's not, it doesn't say .weebly.com, it's a registered website. We're asking for $125 for tutoring incentives. Right now, we're not a nonprofit, so we can't offer service hours as an incentive for our tutors. So right for the MVP process, we're going to be we're putting all of our tutors into a raffle, and 5 tutors will be getting a $25 gift card. And we'll be putting $10 towards marketing, putting up posters around the school.
So Rami finally got his grades up. He was able to play baseball again. Not to mention he hit that home run last week. Maddie got those community service hours she needed. She got into National Honor Society, which looks good on a college transcript, if I might say so myself. So it's a win-win for everyone. Not to mention, they both help their community by getting their grades up and getting community service hours, helping people in their community. But they helped each other, got what they wanted. So how can we enlighten your day-to-day?
I'm going to ask a question about the, how you came up with your SAM. My favorite question to ask. Specifically, 2,500 students per school. Is that a guess, or is that something you actually?
Oh no, I went and looked up like all of the different like schools and stuff in the country, and then I took the lowest numbers and the highest numbers and a couple of the middle numbers, and I just added them all up and divided by the number to try to find the real for the entire class.
Okay, so just to be clear, it seems that you're suggesting there's like 90 million, give or take, 90 million high schoolers in the United States, and the number is a little bit lower than that. It's closer to about, yeah, in the 15 to 20 million range, so that might be something you might want to look at.
And then for the Northwest Suburbs. So that's where we'll be for the first 2.5 years.
Well, it might be good for your SAM, but it's not for your TAM. Because on a national level, there's about 15 to 20 million
Yeah.
high school students, not 92.
All right, we will change that.
Yeah, because the northwest suburbs of Illinois is unusual population dense.
How did you figure out your customer segment? I mean, it's pretty obvious that you need kids that need tutoring and you need tutors to get those two. But the school part, why, how did you settle on schools being the people that buy this?
Well, we
First-
sort of, sorry.
Go ahead.
We sort of went back and forth on this decision. We wanted to make our product free for the students because there are a lot of students who can't afford tutors or their parents don't want to buy them. So we thought a way to be able to get students the free help that they need was to have the schools purchase them for each of the students in their school.
Did you do customer discovery around this? Customer interviews?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
who did you interview on the school side, and who did you interview on the parent side to tell you, even if did you interview parents?
Yeah, from our interviews, we found that any student who's willing to, go out and ask their parents, I need a tutor for, math, I need you to go out and find a tutor that's, right for me, and pay for them, they already have one. So that's not really what we're going after. We're going after the student who they need help, they got an exam next week, and they haven't really studied for it, and they haven't really been paying attention for the entire year, so they need help now, and they don't really have time to go ask their parents, or their parents don't.
And so people told you that, or is this your
Yeah.
speculation?
Yes.
No, people told us that.
Okay.
There are interviews of principals, AP teachers, regular students, honor students, AP students, superintendent.
You did interview superintendents?
Yeah.
And they said they would pay $2 for this?
Yeah, he was like, whoa, it's a free cool.
Oh, just one?
We can only get a hold of one.
Okay. You have to be really careful when you define your customer segment that a data point of one is nothing. You need 10, 20, 30 experiences here in order before you waste your time chasing something. Selling something to a school is a huge barrier, particularly when you're selling something on a per student model that now the students will use it, right? So you're charging $2 per student, but maybe only 3% of the students in the whole place use it.
We talked to 15 principals.
Okay, great. Touche.
So-
Tell me about that.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about the price because obviously that's a huge issue with schools. They said if it was around from all the interviews that we did, if it was around 5,000, they said that would be an easier purchase for them versus above 10,000 area, then that gets hard.
Okay,
So that's how we determined our price.
good.
That would have been good to put in your presentation.
Yeah.
Awesome. Question, is your MVP actually
actually doing tutoring classes, or is it just testing the sign up?
No, we're setting up, so after that, we're gonna be like setting up the tutoring sessions. So after we get, people who are interested in tutoring and people who are interested in being a tutor, we're gonna be setting them up with,
Actual tutoring
So it's
locations?
actually tutoring, and then we'll be evaluating.
I question the validity of the test if you have to incentivize people to be tutors. Because I know you're trying to do gift cards for them. And you only need 5, right? Is it possible to find 5 people without, being paid to do it, to actually help you with your test?
I already have 3 friends that will help us.
Yeah, we're gonna be working as tutors as well during our MVP,
Yeah.
but since we're not a registered non-for-profit yet, we thought that we could give some more incentive, since once our product is like on the market, that they'll actually be getting volunteer hours for it.
But do you need to have, you're asking investors for money, so do you need to spend that money to have a successful MVP?
Well,
Or is it just a nice to do?
well, we have like our people already set up that we're willing to do it for free, but we're trying to get more and expand on more, because obviously not everyone's gonna do it for free. I mean, it'll just get more people to try to
Have you talked to
get it.
Mrs. Bauer?
Yes, we have.
And she said that because you're not paid 501c3, she can't give community service hours for this?
Yes,
For sure.
for sure.
How many people do you have set up now that would do it without money?
Right now, she has her 3 and I have about 5.
So I question, do you need more than 8 for a successful test?
I mean, we would like to have more than 8, just so we know, but 8 is around, well, including us, we have around.
That sounds like a good number. Now you need customers.
Yeah.
Yes, we have enough
And
customers, we
you
know
actually
that.
really need, and this is the portion where I think it can lag, is the execution. You've got decent supply, you need to prove that there's demand now.
Yeah.
And
And then there's a price point. I mean, really what you need to focus on, will people buy it, not will people use it. If anyone will use anything for free. If they need it, but this is about a business and can you actually make it profitable?
And so
that's
you're
what you
going to
need
become a non-for-profit?
Oh, I missed that.
All of this is going to be nonprofit?
That's why we don't have taxes, and that's why the thought was give the extra money back to the schools and scholarships for the students.
So
that
go back to the
so-
financials.
Yeah, I missed that.
Why are you charging the school for it?
Yeah,
I mean, if you're going to give them the money back that they gave you, and the students aren't getting any money, nobody's paying anybody here, why not just do this as a non-profit with no commerce exchange, just very much of a,
Very complicated.
Social good is all. There's no revenue.
Are there any peer-to-peer tutoring clubs at Barrington? I thought there were.
There are
And
clubs, but they're after school, a student who's maybe in a sport that's, generally a person who would need help because,
Okay, so your niche then is during the school day?
Yes.
The online tutoring and online competition, I'm referencing, is it Student Tutor, who was that? Are they the ones that have the online?
They have an online thing, but it's also paid, so they're paying for the tutors. And the fact that most of it is also with adult thing. It says student, but looking through, it also has the adult section.
Only thing I was thinking of, again, for people that are less served or disadvantaged, is you could connect via video and you really be helping people that don't have access to people like yourself. So in the inner city, you don't have to travel there, there's capacity here, that you can transfer video-wise, there's other businesses looking at, not in this case. If you're gonna go with the social good side and not charge for it, I would broaden it beyond Barrington in a big way. I think your other markets would be better served with your talents.
we don't want to give you too much of a head fake in this non-for-profit deal. To be an effective, scalable, sustainable non-for-profit, you will need revenue.
Right.
But you don't need profit. Or you have to figure out a way you're gonna, if you go back, you're gonna be making $2 million. You've nowhere in your presentation told us about what you're gonna do with that money and how it's going to be, brought back to the schools or what the cause is here, scholarships or whatever. But you will need some money to run this, so you have to charge the schools something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's $2.
Building the website is expensive, and also with the, the vast expansion of.
So let's focus on getting your early adopters.
Yeah.
You need a website for that,
Yes, so,
for scheduling tutors and students, is that?
are you talking about our MVP or like, actually,
Let's
sorry?
just talk about your MVP.
The MVP is just $48. But like, I'm talking about, initial startup costs, it's very expensive, so we'll need to.
Last point
pay
right
for
here.
that. And also, through the vast expansion, we're gonna have a lot of students, so like, we're gonna need to build up the website to.
I just have one more question. I'm sorry, were you, coming into the presentation, were you thinking the entire business was a non-for-profit?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
183 is the number.
I think the thing we're wrestling with is the gift card concept. Because you really do need to test whether people are gonna volunteer to do this. And so the currency that you're trying to give is volunteer hours. I would try to make another argument to Jill Bauer. I would even go over her head and go to Steve McLean and say, hey, we're trying to do this. You tell me we can't give volunteer hours because technically we're not a non-for-profit.